Hello YouTube, Sentrillx here, bringing you guys my first episode of Weapons of the Week in Black Ops 2. In this episode, we will be covering the Mtar. The Mtar, unlocks level 4, also unlocks when you can first create a class, is a very solid assault rifle. By solid, I mean it has a very moderate recoil and moderate damage, making it fairly average for the category, but it does not excel at long range. It excels at closer ranges, medium to short range in fact, which is very unique for the assault rifles, as most of them are very well used at medium ranges. But since this gun can have as much damage as 3 shots per kill at a very close range, even though I would try to stay clear of that range, you may actually have a chance against those close range guns, which I would never advise getting that close to somebody. But if you need it, then it will get the job done at that close range. Now, which is also why I would recommend a laser sight attachment to that gun, as it gives it more of a chance, and if someone comes around the corner, you can just hip fire them, and the spread will be a lot tighter. And you actually, they don't see you first, you can kill a submachine gunner way fast. Also, you will easily be able to wipe out any assault rifle, light machine gun, or sniper rifle guy who comes at you at a very close range, making them very easy targets for your hip fire, as your hip fire spread will be a lot less, as this gun already has an average hip fire spread for the assault rifles. Also, this gun has a very average penetration, making it very good to shoot through light cover. I would highly recommend staying clear of heavy cover, as that is what light machine guns are for, and it does not fill that role very well. And I would also highly recommend staying clear of that FMJ attachment, as it doesn't have very many shots to spray through that heavy cover, and you will find yourself running low on ammo or getting ambushed, as they will hear your bullets come under your gun. Which is also why I recommend a silencer. A silencer may reduce the range, but this gun, honestly, did not have the best range to start with, so you're not really reducing much, and you're only reducing the range by 10%. I would very highly recommend this is because it keeps you off the radar. This gun, being more of an aggressive weapon, makes it a lot better because people won't be able to hear you coming, which is also why I would pair this gun up with Ghost and Dead Silence, as anyone trying to sound whore will not be able to hear you, and anyone with a UAV will not be able to see you, making this a very good sneaky class where you can sneak around the map and maybe spawn trap the enemies if you please. Which is also why I would recommend an EMP grenade in this slot, because if you come up to a sentry gun guarding their base, or even a guardian guarding one of the objectives, you will be able to take it out easily, which is one throw of it. Also, an EMP grenade can take out any enemy equipment that they toss at you. Anyways, I want to show you guys a few of my classes I use. The first class, Mtar with Suppressor and Laser Sight. Perk 1 being Ghost, I chose the Wild card, and I chose Blind Eye for another Perk 1. Perk 2 Toughness, Perk 3 Dead Silence, the Lethal Semtex, and the Tactical EMP Grenade. I chose the Suppressor because it will keep you off the radar and when you're firing, so you can be firing and you'll be off the radar. You don't have to worry about that. And the Laser Sight because you can get up their face and harass them. Also, I chose Ghost because you'll stay off the radar when they have a UAV. When they have a UAV, this is very useful because they won't be able to see you, and you can stay near their spawn and picking off the enemies as they come out. Now, they will begin to notice you, so I would highly advise moving around. I also paired this up with Blind Eye, with Perk 1 Greed, because it will keep you off the radar for any enemy air support, making this really useful because if the enemy is calling any air support, you won't get taken out, and you can just hang out there, as they will be wondering why you're not getting taken out. Perk 2, I chose Toughness, because you can stay on target while the other enemies pop up because of the flinch. For Perk 3, I chose Dead Silence, because you can be moving around and people won't be able to hear you if they sound whore, which is very rare because not many people have good headphones, but just in case, you can be mobile, and they won't be able to hear you. For Lethal, I chose a Semtex, because you can get them off the objective if they're trying to cap one. And also, for the Tactical, I chose the EMP, so you can take out any enemy equipment that is near. For my second class, I chose the Mtar, ACOG, Foregrip, the B23R, Laser Sight, Lightweight for Perk 1, Perk 2 Toughness, Perk 3 Extreme Conditioning, Lethal being Semtex, and the Tactical being Flashbang. I chose the ACOG on the Mtar because this gun is suited for long range in this class. I also chose the Foregrip because it's also suited for long range, as I just said. Now, they're okay comboed because they increase your center speed by 4%. If you don't know what center speed is basically the recoil of the gun, or the time each shot the gun takes to get back to the center of your, pretty much the little reticles you aim through. Now, the secondary, I chose the B23R because the ACOG makes it not very good at close quarters, where the B23R very excels. And I also chose the laser sight to put on that because it tightens up the hip fire, making it even better at close quarters. I chose lightweight for perk 1 because you're going to be wanting to be able to move and take them out at a distance. You don't want to camp in one distance or you'll just get taken out by a sniper, but you want to move around and flank the enemy, but flank them from a distance, unlike the first class. I chose perk 2 toughness because at a distance, if you get hit, you don't really want to flinch much, as you'll be able to stay on target. Perk 3 being extreme conditioning, so you can move even faster and quicker to another objective. This increases your sprint duration, making you actually move faster. You may not think it makes you move faster, because it does make you move faster, but you can sprint more, equaling moving faster. I chose the lethal being the Sentrillx because it can take enemies off objectives, as this is pretty much what I use the Sentrillx for. I chose the tactical being a flashbang because if you see someone in a building or even want to check if someone's there, you can toss a flashbang in and go in with the B23R to finish them off. My third and final class, which is probably the best suited for beginners, is Mtar, quick handle, and laser sight on the gun. The reason I chose quick handle is because you can aim up faster, and a lot of beginners, this can be better, as the faster you can aim, the faster you can get accurate shots fired off. Laser sight for those instances where you cannot aim and you must fire from the hip. Perk 1, I chose lightweight because you can be very mobile, and this is a good rushing class, as you want to be able to flank, and lightweight does that just fine. For perk 2, I chose toughness. Toughness, as I've used in all three of these classes, is very good for when you get hit, you won't flinch as much, making your shots stay on target, ultimately getting you a lot more kills and saving your life a bunch of times. For perk 3, I chose perk 3 greed, choosing both extreme conditioning and dexterity. These two are very well paired because extreme conditioning, you can sprint for a longer duration, and dexterity, you can pull up your gun faster from sprinting. So basically, when you stop, there's a time where you pull your gun up and you're unable to shoot. Well, this reduces the time by half, making you be able to shoot and hip fire half as fast, which is also why it's very goodly paired with a laser sight and quick draw handle, making it very easily to stop sprinting and aim down the sights really fast. I also chose a Sentrillx and EMP grenade. Sentrillx being the lethal, and the EMP grenade being the tactical. I chose the EMP grenade because, as I said earlier, it can take out any enemy tools they place down. Also, I chose the Sentrillx to take off any enemies off any objectives. These three classes I would highly recommend, and if you haven't gotten to use any of these classes, I would highly recommend trying one out and seeing how you do. You might not get the best stats, but if you try a few games, you will be able to get a pretty good game, I guarantee it. You just gotta get used to this gun, as this gun is very powerful and underestimated. Anyways, next week I will be covering the MP7, so please stay tuned and listen to me next week when I cover the MP7. Anyways, Sentrillx out.